Okay, bro, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm throwing. Hey guys, we are back with another update from my Skygen Creator. Now, this video will go over the new features and patch bugs, but there is an important thing I need to bring up um, that will affect previous versions of the pack. This version is a re-release. This means all prior versions are no longer supported, and it's because I changed the way the database is structured to fix many problems that I didn't account for previously. Now, I don't want to hold you hostage for too long, but if you are interested in seeing the change logs and pre-releases, um, having like ability to vote on mechanics and the way they work, suggesting something, um, and reporting bugs just quicker so I can fix them quicker, join my add-on Discord. You have the freedom to do that. It's open now. It's in the description. And if it's your thing, and maybe you're interested in just seeing someone code or something, maybe you're a bit fascinated, I'm in those VCs live streaming every time I develop on these packs. So feel free to join. Not everyone can talk. It's because I don't want to get distracted. But yeah, I hope to see you there. And let's get into the video. Okay, so first up, I want to go over the new help command. So I've added some custom commands into the server. This is GMA for game mode A, GMS game mode S, SP for survival, and GMA for game mode adventure, or SP for spectator, not even. And the other one I added is MSE help. And this opens a menu when you run it. Anyone can run this command. It opens up a menu, and you can just click on something, and you can see like the way you use something, you know, like how things work, basic descriptions for if you don't want to go through this video every time. But this video is going to go on to the change logs and stuff as well. And first off, I want to add that this is a new item in the game, the admin wrench. Before, you would open up the menu of the gens or the auto miners, and you would click on universal edit. Now you need to be an operator in creative mode using a admin wrench, which you can find in the equipment tab here, on a gen or auto miner to well, open the universal edit for them. And yeah, that's the admin wrench at least. We'll get on to, as we go around the different features, we'll you know, we'll get into the different use cases, but let's keep it there for now. And let's get into Genix. Actually, before we get into the gens, I forgot I should mention about dev mode. If you do /dev now, it enables dev mode, and now this will fire console logs whenever you place a gen, you break a gen, you pick up a gen, you delete a gen, like as an operator, you edit the respawn times, you place an auto miner, or you pick up an auto miner, you edit the times, etc., etc. It now logs all that information in the console, And that's just an easier way for me to gather information on what works and what doesn't. Because certain things, like certain errors, do not output in the content log on, let's say, a realm. So I need to log them myself. But yeah, /dev is something only operators can use, and it toggles on and off, as you can see. I wouldn't leave dev mode on unless you're bug finding to report a bug. Because it will tell like where players place a gen, no matter where they are, and anyone can see that if they have content logs on. So keep it off usually, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, so keep that in mind. So generators. Let's just go over the bugs and fixes first, I guess. First off, the database is completely reworked. I consider this fixed because it was broken as fuck. It had a lot of errors. It was just inefficient, and it was fixing it solved immense amount of issues. Probably a lot of future issues too. You could only theoretically hold around 180 gens, but now it looks like you could probably get up to 200 and be fine. From the tests I've done, well, 200 players with like 20 gens each from the tests I've done. So yeah, the database completely worked. That's why the pack breaks all previous versions, but it's much worth the sacrifice. Next, the bug where generators would dupe because the gen egg is not removing from your inventory is now patched. Essentially, the gen egg now places like a vanilla block, which prevents you from placing blocks on your feet, on your head, and just acting like a normal block otherwise. Which means when you place it, it instantly removes it from you if it's successful. Generators that are interactable, such as containers, beacons, logs, copper blocks, etc., now have their interactions cancelled. Mostly. I just prefer that to be a quality of life thing. I'll give you a little showcase of what I mean by that. If I go ahead and try and interact with this log, I actually can't. As you can see, it will skip over the log. But if I sneak and interact, it does strip the log. I don't know if I like that, to be honest. But yeah. So yeah. Generators that are placed in the same location but different dimensions, for example 000 in the overworld and 000 in the nether, now do not conflict. One of the advantages of reworking the database. Meaning you can have however many gens you want, wherever you want in the different dimensions. If generators are respawning and have their respawn time altered, it now starts from the new time that was added. An example of that would be if I go ahead and set this to 100 seconds, it's respawning, and I go ahead and set it to 4 seconds, it will now respawn in 4 seconds rather than the 200 seconds I set previously. Aside from that, there's just a bunch of smaller things that no one cares about or even knew about except from me. That was like just behind the scenes, so it doesn't really matter bringing them up. As for changes in features, First is new placeholder block. When you place a gen, it is now considered respawning also, and it will show the respawner block, the placeholder block even. That looks like bedrock. It can't be moved. It can't be destroyed through mining or explosion, or even in creative mode. If I go ahead and try and show that, if you place a dual in creative, you can break it, but not if it's a gen block. This is just because before it was air and it was kind of unclear where the gen would respawn. So to make it more clear, there's now a respawn placeholder block. Next thing you probably noticed is the white outline on the gen now. This is so that you can easily differentiate between a gen and blocks around it of the same type if you wanted, by looking at the outline. Pretty much just how it is. It's a little quality of life thing. Next is probably like gen cooldowns. Pretty interesting. When you place a gen, it puts it on cooldown for half a second, so you can no longer spam place gens. Same with picking up gens, it puts it on half a second cooldown. This is to prevent an issue that occurred with the new system, which, because it uses the vanilla placing mechanic, I found out if you place fast enough with custom blocks that act like vanilla ones, there's actually a spacing of air between the time that the script can read what you're doing. And for gens, that means if I place like 3 gens, for example, in the same spot before the script makes one data, it will use up 3 gen eggs to create 1 gen. Obviously, that's not good, so I prevented that with a cooldown. As you heard as well, when you place and when you pick up a gen, it now has a satisfying sound effect. I love it. Now, if you go into creative mode and go to the construction tab, the gen eggs now have their own nested category group where you can see all the different gen eggs. I'll quickly point out, there's now 193 of them. Yes, 193. Is that too much? Probably. Will it be decreased? Definitely not. It's going to be more, probably. Next update. This offers a bunch of new white concrete for all the 16 colors, as well as the concrete powder, the glazed terracotta, the normal terracotta, all the types of wool, even adding in the shulker boxes down here. These are all suggested by people, mostly Dungeon Skygen and Star. But I appreciate it nonetheless. And yeah, 193 is insane. Now, to pick up gens, you can no longer open the menu to pick it up. You have to sneak and interact with an empty hand. This sounds annoying at first, because the empty hand part. However, if you take into account that you might have a lot of gens, right? And you don't want to, you know, take forever picking them up. You can just hold sneak and interact on blocks like this, rapid fire, to pick up all of them. And it should be noted that in creative mode, as an operator, when you try and pick up a block, it will just delete it and not give you the item. This just prevents your inventory from filling in creative mode. Let's see. Oh, I guess now I should like backtrack real quick and show that you can now use the admin wrench on the generator. You have to be in creative mode as an operator to open this menu. But as you can see, you can universally edit here. You can set like 10 hours if you wanted to, and it'll automatically do the math and it will figure out what you want to do. You can't put 10 anymore. You have to put 10 ticks, 10 hours, seconds, or minutes. And if you want it to be instant, you do 0 ticks. 0T for 0 ticks. And there you go. And yeah, those are all the Gen Ec changes. Pretty cool stuff. Let's get on to the order miner. I can tell you now, the order miner section is going to be a pretty quick one to go through. So let's get into the start of this. So some disclaimers. There is a level system coming to order miners. It's just not here yet. If I open this up, you'll see there's a level up here, and next level up, what happens, the cost and everything. But it's a banner. It's not implemented yet. It's just visual. But basically, let's say if your max level is 5 and your base tick is 100, which is the default. Now that is 5 seconds, and it's split in 4 parts because 5 take away 1 is 4, and it means that level 5 will always be 0. If you don't understand what I mean, essentially the max level will always be 0 ticks, and yeah, you can't upgrade if it's 0 ticks in the next level, so you don't waste your money, since 0 ticks is the cap you can have. Yeah, it'll be out in the economy update, which is the next big update I plan. What I want to go through really quick with the bug fixes though is the database is reworked entirely. Just like the gens or item stores and experience tanks are the same, where they all use the same type of database that's exclusive to that type of block. So we don't have to worry about those issues. Which patches the bug. One of the popular bugs that people found was when you pick up a gen or an auto miner even, it would still think it's placed down even when you pick it up. So you could place down the same one over and over again, and it'll act like 10 different auto miners. That's patched. I also fixed the bug where the owner of the realm or world wouldn't have the auto miner working. The reason for that bug is a Minecraft problem. So ask Mojang why they did this. But the world owner and the realm owner have 2 different storages like of data. They're the same person, same account, but they have different UUIDs. They have different like inventories, different data stored on them. It's really weird. So I had to fix that by seeing if whoever was first, which has to be the owner, um, they will be uh, compared to if their name if someone doesn't have a UID and their name is already in the UID list, it sets them to that UID. So that fixes that issue. New features and changes. Now when I look at an auto miner, it has an outline. This is colored based on its activity. Green means that the owner of the auto miner is online and the auto miner is running. Red means the owner is offline and the auto miner is inactive, therefore not running. Auto miners, as I said previously, have a base of 5 seconds, which is 100 ticks. Now, this is just because auto miners, in my opinion, are very over fucking powered, and there's no reason to get a lot of them, since one auto miner is more than you'll ever need if it's instamine, due to the fact you're not going to be able to sell fast enough than the amount that you gain. To now open the auto miner config, you must use the admin wrench that we showed previously, whilst operator and in creative mode, by interacting on it. And you'll see there's a pickup option that allows you to pick up as an admin if you want to, and a change config option. The config option, you'll see a bunch of stuff. Most of this is irrelevant right now, since it's, for levels that haven't been implemented yet. But this part where it says how many ticks it takes to mine, that is your mine speed, and you can change that and alter it however you would like. And that will still work. So if I go ahead and alter this to 50, it will now have 50 ticks as the mine speed. Now, to pick up an auto miner, if you haven't noticed already, there's no pickup option here. You have to break it like a normal block, and it will instantly appear in your inventory if you have space. If not, it will drop on the ground, and it will save the auto miner level. People who are not the owner of the auto miner cannot break it, but if an admin is in creative mode and breaks it, it will just delete it and not pick it up, unless they use the admin wrench to pick it up. If you have a keen ear, you would know that the auto miner now has a new place and break sound effect. Just a little minor detail. They all do, and you'll notice them as we go. But yeah, that's everything with the auto miner. It does not break borders or anything like this. Any indestructible blocks, any other auto miners, any of these blocks, it doesn't break them. It just breaks blocks that you can expect to break. So yeah, that's auto miners. Let's move on to this section, I guess. Okay, so let's go blazing through this, honestly, since it's the last thing to talk about. First up, let's do the oh yeah, keep him this item stores and XP tanks are best used with fast gens, so I set the gens to be instant. Off camera probably. I'll probably edit it out just to try and keep the video as short as possible. But it's meant to be with an auto miner, so if I put this down, you'll see it's very quick. But for now, I'll disable it by picking it up. I guess first off, I'll do the item store. The item store can now only store one item, but it stores it infinitely, and it picks up the ground items nearby. To assign what item it stores, you have to hold the item and interact with it. once it's assigned, you cannot reassign it or like alter it or anything unless you break it and place it again. Keep in mind any stored blocks or items within it do not get saved when you pick it up and place it again. They don't drop either. So now that I've assigned a diamond and I throw this down, it will store all the diamonds that they could find. Unless there's a chest below it, it will output those things into the chest. Okay, so that solves one issue. One of the two major issues in realms is ground items and ground experience. So that's one of them. It solves ground items. Next is experience tank. Placing that will pick up all the experience orbs on the ground and store it. As you can see, it stores quite a lot pretty quickly, and it reduces lag quite drastically. If you go ahead and get yourself some glass bottles and interact on it, you will use the portion of the stored XP to craft experience bottles. It's 15 EXP per bottle, so you can't just throw XP back and get a profit, since the max you can get from an experience bottle is 11 XP. Additionally, if you go ahead and put a chest of damaged items on top of an experience tank, it will repair those items over time by 1 durability per second, regardless if they have mending or not. Using the experience below, 1 XP per durability mended. This is a lot slower than mending, so let me explain why it's a mechanic you can use and what the advantages are. You can heal up to 54 items at a time with this. It's slower, yes, but would you rather have like 4 different netherite sets you have to switch out, heal, switch out, heal, switch out, heal? Or would you prefer to have a chest you can dump it all in, camp in your base for a bit doing other stuff, and it just heals those sets you gained from the fight? I know what I would prefer. Now, obviously, higher durability things are going to take longer, so mending is still better. This is not an exact replacement to mending or anything. Mending is still the better alternative. That's why you can craft experience bottles as well. But this is like for if you can't be asked to switch out armor all the time or tools, or you don't have mending, or like mending may cost a lot, you have this TMU mending, basically. And yeah, that's how it's supposed to be used. The item storer clears the ground items, and the XP tank clears the experience and also gives a use to it. And yeah, that's all. Those are the features of the pack. Thanks for watching the showcase, and I'll see you in the next update.